Alright, so maybe this movie sticks out to me a little bit more because I myself am a metalhead, but any movie that starts off with a sadder, fatter, older Kyle Gass jamming out to Jesus. The Devil's Candy. Alright, so this movie follows a struggling painter and his family after they get a awesome deal on a house because of its past history. They move in and some shit starts going a little weird. So, I want to start off by talking about what I feel this movie does the best, and that's its characters. All these characters are realistic, relatable characters, I feel. Even the killer, although I don't feel he's relatable, if he's relatable to you, you should probably seek some help. But the best thing about this antagonist in this movie, he's likable, oddly. Like, I felt bad for him. From the get-go, you pick up that he's not right. You're not sure what's wrong, but he's not right. And it's not like a Buffalo Bill, like, I'm gonna rock and I'd like to smash your head in type wrong. He seems slow, soft. He's like a beaten puppy. And I was even kind of rooting for him up until there's one point in this movie, he does some super creepy shit, and you're like, fuck, man, you went and you did some super creepy shit, and now I don't get to like you. But even the killer, you're like, maybe. And I think that speaks about something to this movie and its characters, where you even kind of pull for the killer. Now, our main characters, there is a mom. She doesn't have too much to do with the film. It's mainly just Ethan Embry as the dad and his daughter. And I feel like both these characters are super relatable. We all have our struggles in real life, and that's what Ethan Embry. He's a struggling painter. He's trying to make ends meet. I think most of us can relate to that. And what I relate to the most is the super eccentric schoolgirl with no friends. But that's my favorite thing about this movie is its characters. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of action. There is some stuff that goes on throughout the movie, and there's a lot of things to look at. But if we're talking honest to God, like slasher type, material, there's not too much of that going on in this movie. There's really not. This movie really captivates you with its storyline revolving any kind of family drama, any kind of family matters, and these characters themselves. And that's normally not my MO. I normally hate movies that fall around family drama, and this movie didn't hit me in any bad spots. Now, one of the only things I may dislike about this movie isn't necessarily its pacing, because it is a short movie. I think it's like an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes long. I think if you added any extra time to it, it would have gotten dull and removed some of that tension. But there are bits and pieces of this movie where they seem to just kind of slide into obscurity when it comes to his paintings. Now, these paintings look badass, but you'll go with some time where you're like, oh, fuck yeah, that's right, he is a painter. And that kind of bothered me, but that may just be me because I have the memory of a goldfish. Now, I said in my intro, this movie may speak to me a little bit more because I am a metalhead. This isn't like a Deathgasm type movie. There's no comedy, and it doesn't actually revolve around music really at all. The characters listen to a lot of metal music. The father and the daughter listen to a lot of metal music, and it adds that connection between them. You see that they kind of bond over metal. Now, it doesn't necessarily bring a whole lot. Like, they could remove that whole metal aspect for the movie, and it wouldn't have changed the movie for the better or for the worse. But I feel like, since it was added, you get a little bit more close to your characters. You understand, you see what bonds these characters together, and I love that. Now, another thing, and it's not really, it's not a bad thing. It's not a hit against the movie. But why does Ethan Embry look like a sexy Jesus? This dude is ripped. He hasn't missed, screw leg day, he hasn't missed back day, bicep day, chest day. Ripped! This is the dude from Can't Hardly Wait. So in my final thoughts, if one of the only things I can say that is wrong with this movie is a little bit of, again, I don't think it's a pacing problem. I think it's a plotline problem. And the fact that Ethan Embry looks like a sexy Jesus, that's a pretty damn good movie, guys, because I am awesome at pointing out stupid little things wrong with this movie. And it is something I kind of want to add to my reviews, and I might as well start now. There's a bunch of things I want to say about movies that don't take away from its wellness of the movie, or if I say them, it's a spoiler. So I'm going to give you out of context, stupid little nitpicks. Who the fuck doesn't like gravy? It bothers me. This comes out, if you guys are watching this review, this means you can watch this movie right now, and I highly, 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 highly recommend you go do that. At one point, they have a character that describes Ethan Embry's paintings as wonderfully disturbing, and I feel like that is a great description of this movie. It is wonderfully disturbing.